So as you guys know, I am single and 30 and dating in Boston. If you've been following my 30 and single dating series, then you know it has been quite the slog for me. Tell me how my 3 recent Hinge most compatible of the day were all guys I've already dated. About being 30 and single is that everybody's divorced. Everybody's divorced. I literally think 8 out of 10 men that I match with are going on their second wife. And I think it would be pretty cool if I could just be somebody's first wife. So for people who know me from my last relationship, that breakup absolutely decimated me. It was definitely my hardest breakup to ever get over.
So she's been alpha widowed, okay.
And I'm 30. It took me almost as long as we were together to move on from it. And if I had seen the signs sooner that that man did not want to be with me, it would have...
As I said before, guys, there will always be red flags, but most people don't know what to look for or they ignore it.
Saved me a world of hurt.
The wall. No man on earth can make you fall.
I was just at the thrift store and this guy kept following me around. I was like, what do you want? Like, you're being weird.
Okay, guys, so I have here 2 videos to show you guys how delusional women are. Just listen to both of these videos.
And then he asked me out on a date and I was like, what would make you think that I would say yes? You're so ugly. And then it made me realize, like, every time I leave the house, it's always ugly, old, creepy men that follow me around stores. And I'm like, why would you think that we're in the same league?
Okay, so basically she's saying to men, stay in your own league.
This is not a drill. I somehow secured a date with the guy I've ever seen in my...
Okay, guys, so it's not the same woman, but I just wanted to show you the delusion that women have. So they know when a guy is uglier than them, is not on the same level, but somehow they're delusional in thinking they can date somebody that's way hotter than them, as this woman said. They don't understand that that guy just wants to smash.
I don't know what young lady needs to hear this, but there is nothing more chic than being divorced before 30.
It has been about 10 months since my now ex-boyfriend came home and told me that he doesn't love me anymore, so I packed up all my stuff and I left.
I love when I get comments from men and they're like, natural beauty. This is what true natural beauty looks like. I don't think men know what natural is because I've had 4 cosmetic surgeries on my face.
If you're a man and you don't like when women say, oh my god, I hate men, watch this video.
Going off of that, my friend and I decided to start this thing called Just Get Hotter. So anytime we're feeling sad or we want to like text a boy that sucks or like go on a date or like do something stupid, we're just not doing that for the next couple of months and we're just getting hotter.
The only thing a man should be existing to do is to serve you and please you and be of service.
Thank you, come again.
There's only one ex that I've been back and forth with.
That's toxic. Is it a comfort thing?
Yeah.
It is, right?
In the most untoxic way in the entire
What if you-
world.
but
This
what
is
if
going to
you
sound
really
really
love that
bad.
person?
If you hook up with the same person, it's not an added number to your list. So they think that we're coming back, but in reality, we're saving a number.
That's crazy.
I've never admitted that.
Let's say it again.
In general, just sometimes the reason why women go back to men past ex, a past fling, is because they don't want to add another number. They want to just recycle the...
But I thought women said that body count doesn't matter, ma'am. So why would that matter?
Dating is so hard. I just want so badly to love and be loved, to find like my partner, find my person. Another round of time being wasted. I can't wait for the time where most things about me are endearing to someone, where I find someone who...
And ma'am, do you think crying on the internet, on TikTok, do you think that would help? No, it doesn't.
has like the same communication style as me, is emotionally intelligent. I just don't know like when.
Emotional intelligent basically means to them to be emotional like them.
It's gonna happen for me, and like I know I talk about my dating on here and people can have their own opinions and this and that, but I'm just someone out here who's trying to find someone.
1-900-9099-CRY.
I don't want to be with my husband anymore. His energy is impacting my energy.
I don't know how you get married to a woman that talks about energies. From the start, that should be a very big red flag.
Got with my husband out of potential. He had the potential to be a great earner, to be a great father. And you know what? He is a great father, a great provider. He's not a great partner. I am chaotic and wild, and I love that about me. And for the longest time, he anchored me. He held me down. I would be fine doing everything on my own. He just makes things a little easier with childcare and money and money. Maybe he'll change. He won't. And if he does change, it's not at the pace that I am changing. And I am changing so rapidly. I need to fly away. I want this
Another big red flag, the nose ring.
to dissolve.
Me and so many women I know are trying to be traditional women, but there are no traditional men to show up for it.
Let me ask you a question. So on your Instagram, you have bikini photos.
Yes. To me, a bikini picture isn't a big
It's
deal.
not. Modesty coincides with tradition.
Okay, that's fair.
These girls be posting Bible verses in their Instagram, and they got really revealing like
Yeah, that's
bikini
true.
photos, and it's like, look, some guys don't mind, but it's like, it's not really traditional. Even average unremarkable women. I was on a date, this was a couple years ago, met her on Hinge. She had just downloaded the app 3 days.
Guys, just think about this. Just think about the word lady. I mean the traditional sense of a lady. Would she fit that word? No. Then she's not a traditional woman. She's not a lady.
Days in, I think I went on a date with her on her 4th date after having had the app. She had already been on 2 dates, and then she said she had 2 dates planned for the weekend. And I'm like, at that point, I've just lost all interest.
Yeah, well, you're basically expecting her to be dating for marriage like
No. Hold on. But you're confusing commitment with marriage. You can be committed to one person and not get married. You can be monogamous and not get married. You can have kids and not get married.
Yeah.
You can have a lifelong partner and not get married.
Well, that's true.
There's a common opinion that women wear makeup for men, and I used to agree with that, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, if she wears the makeup, she looks good, she goes out and she attracts the man of her dreams because she looks good, she's still doing that for herself. That's benefiting her.
It's
giving feminist, for sure.
Still, regardless, they're even in that logic, they're still putting the makeup on to get the men, even if it's for themselves.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of the argument anyways. It's like, are they doing it because they're trying to attract men, or they're just doing it because I want to look pretty, which is a total load of crap.
I think
She wants to look pretty, but not for herself. For men.
feminist argument for this would be women wear makeup for themselves just because they like it, but in general, the point of makeup is to make you look more attractive. I mean,
But when you say attractive, to who?
To the gender that you're attracted to.
And so if most women are heterosexual, they're trying to make themselves more attractive to men.
What is the benefit that the man is getting from the woman wearing the makeup? He just gets to look at her and she looks good, okay?
I mean, yeah, men are...
Yeah,
but the benefit that the woman is getting is that she can attract a man for herself.
It's attention.
You said here, which is an incredibly tacky question, by the way. Do you mean the body count question? Why is it tacky?
Because I find it to be
Don't you think that it could give some serious indicators as to the character of the person?
I think if you have to ask a question like that, you don't know the person very well.
If you're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life, and you know that all of the...
That's true, guys. You should figure out the body count without having to ask, by the way that she dresses, by the way that she acts, by her Instagram, by a lot of things, guys. You can deduce approximately how high is her body count. You don't need an exact number, because if she's trying to get married, she won't tell you the exact number.
The statistical indicators point towards women with a lower body count being much more likely to have long marriages. Don't you think if that was a really key factor to that you'd investigate it for a guy?
I see why in general it's important. I also don't want a man that's been with a million women. I think it's gross in general, but that's just my opinion.
Isn't it hilarious that if you ask any woman about Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips, they're all against it. They're like, no, that's disgusting. That's too much. Ew. And then, of course, they're like pinning it on the men. They're saying, oh, the men should be ashamed, whatever, right? But what's funny is that they're against these women sleeping with 100 men in a day, just sleeping like around that much. They're against it. Meanwhile, these are the same women that are on here saying that body count doesn't matter and that men shouldn't care about it. So it does matter.
When I turned 40, I moved to Florida. And I wanted a big change. And even though I have my own business, I wanted to really meet people and socialize. So I took a job at a lounge on the weekends, and I definitely got my social fix. And it was interesting because this is also when the herd of younger men started to swarm in on me. And I don't mean like 5 or 6 years. I'm talking like the 21 to 25 crowd.
Yes, ma'am, because those guys can't get women their age, so they go for older women. But that doesn't mean they want to marry you, ma'am.
To which I was a little surprised. I'm like, okay. And initially I blew it off like all the time. I mean, I was literally getting hit on and asked out every single weekend by multiple guys. And it shocked me too, because especially in that environment, you know what I mean? It's humid, I'm sweaty, it's gross. Like I just was kind of shocked by it, but...
Those guys don't care, ma'am. They're full of hormones, and the women their age don't pay attention to them. So for them, it doesn't matter. They just want some new experiences, and they just want to get laid. That's it.
Anyway, so I finally gave in. I got tired of saying no. And there were like 4 or 5 guys that I went on like more than one date with. Like I was like, let's just, you know, these kids are from here, so they have something to show me about this area. Let's, whatever.
Yeah.
But
It's the area that they wanted to show her. Yeah, for sure.
I asked each and every single one. I was like, don't you like girls your own age? To which each guy was like, no.
A lot of women probably won't want to hear this, but it's the truth. Ladies, if
Okay.
you want to make your man happy, your husband, your boyfriend, whoever, and really make him fall head over heels in love with you, you have got to let go of what feminism has taught you about not needing a man. You have
True.
to stop perpetuating claims of, I don't need no man. I am a very strong, powerful woman. I can do everything on my own.
That's just repellent for men when they hear that.
Stop that mentality. Any honest man would tell you that that kind of claim is one of the most unattractive things a woman
Sure.
can say. Men aren't supposed
Sure.
to say that. Men are just supposed to go along with it and be like, yeah, I love those kind of women. They don't. They don't like that attitude. I
But they will lie to them so they can sleep with them.
promise. Because here's the thing. Men need to feel needed the same way we want to feel wanted. We want romance, we want attention, we want to feel chosen. That's what fills our cup. But men are not women. For them, it's having a purpose, a role, knowing that they're valuable in our lives. I've been married for a decade. I grew up with only brothers, and now I'm raising 2 sons. And if there's one thing I know about males, whether they are 3, 30, or 70, it's that they love being a hero. They want to save the
True.
day. They want to solve
True.
the problem and be needed. Men are literally wired to provide and protect. Their testosterone levels increase when they feel like they're contributing, and they decrease when they feel useless. It's why they love video games, because they get to win and level up. It's why they love sports, because there's a goal, a mission, a way to prove themselves. That's how their brains work, and it's hard to understand because ours don't really work like that. But when we constantly reject their help, we're basically telling them, you have no role here. A lot of times women don't notice that they're sending that message, and then they're surprised when their husbands don't happily take out the trash or take them on romantic dates or do all those things. You can't expect a man who's treated like a useless peasant to treat you like a queen.
So I find this really interesting because one of the guys at my gym, he came to, well, we were just having a conversation, and he said to me, you know what? And I said, what? And he said, women don't care about men anymore. And I looked at him and I said, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. And he said, women don't care about men anymore. They just want to know how much money you have in the bank, what car you drive, what job you have, you know, what houses you have, what success that you have. And I said to him, why are you saying this? And he said, well, I've been on dates with a few women, and that's all that they're looking at. And I said,
Sure.
okay, so what have you got on your dating profile? And he said, well, I'm in my Range Rover. Oh, I'm on a yacht. Oh, I'm this and I'm that. And he's in all of these luxury places, right? And I said, okay, so you're leading with the presentation that
True.
you have these things, you're going to attract a certain type of woman. Now, there's also another aspect to this. There are women out there that are solely in it for the material gain. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to beat around the bush. There will always be women like that. There will always be men like that. It's not it's just women. There's also men like that. Men who are all about luxury, and that's all they care about.
Yes, guys, you shouldn't lead with your wallet. If you lead with your wallet, then you shouldn't complain that you attract gold diggers.
Women the same. That's all they care about. But there's also another aspect here that I think a lot of men are missing, and they're not seeing the bigger picture. A woman who wants a family, who has good values, who sees a future with someone and wants that dynamic with a man where he is taking care of the finances, taking care of things that she doesn't have to worry about, doesn't mean that she's materialistic. It means that she wants a future, she has good values, she likes that sort of dynamic, because I think what a lot of people are forgetting is that we might have moved on as technology and society and evolution, but biologically, as a woman, a lot of women still want that. That's always going to be the case. It goes back to caveman.
Yes, but a lot of women want a provider, but still want to be that strong, independent boss bee that want to do whatever they want, and the man can't say anything about that. That's the problem, ma'am.
The men go out to hunt, the women have the babies, the communities look after the kids, and all the men do all the hard graft in the physical sense, and the women do all the nurturing.
And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple, and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids, and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things, like he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced, and now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club, they just want to go to the bar, they just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it.
They just want to smash, yeah.
She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So I was,
yes, ma'am, but you're a single mother now. It's 10 times harder. I don't get how they expect to just leave the guy and Prince Charming to just come along and take care of her and her kids, ma'am. It's delusional.
I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work, she's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, so that guy is a really big simp. He's already gone through divorce, and now he's taking care of a single mother.
They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, you know, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want.
Yes, because all women are looking for a provider like him.
Want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you're single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already...
Yeah, because he's a simp. Yeah, that's why.
Already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility?
True.
I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like,
I have a question for all the ladies out there, because I can't be the only one who's experiencing this lately. Nowadays, when you go out, are men just like really like like weird. I feel like as the times progress, men are becoming more and more like, qu'est-ce que c'est, bitch made. Men not approach women.
She's talking like that about men while putting 10 tons of makeup on her while doing a TikTok video. But men are strange.
Women anymore, or am I just ugly or something? Because why is it that every time I'm out, this is what I see? That's all I fucking see. That's all I see. Just eyes, like just. They don't even fucking blink. So fucking creepy and off-putting. They don't even ask for your number. They don't even ask for your name. They don't even ask for like. The most I get asked for is my IG or my Snapchat.
The saga of men continuing to have the audacity continues. So I never spoke on here about this specific guy, but I was talking to him a couple months back. I met him at my job. It was a super messy situation. He had a lot of baggage. He had children. I was like, I don't need to be dealing with this. And on top of that, he told me I needed a pedicure, didn't offer to pay for the pedicure, insisted I let him get me my tints for my car, made me pay for the tints. Grown ass man. So
Okay, ma'am, so what? Why did you get with him? Why were you talking to him if he had so much baggage and you didn't want to deal with that? Why were you still talking? It's so stupid.
So I'm just like, I was off it. I was like, you already have the baggage. You're clearly cheap. We're good. So the situation was just deaded. And then he unfollowed me. Obviously he unfollowed me. Why wouldn't he? It's 2025.
I can't, guys. Her voice is so annoying and everything she's saying is just stupid. We're going to skip this video.
A day in the life of a woman who has no rights. First, I woke up to a sense of pending doom.
Of course.
I thought of Rosie O'Donnell, Whoopi Goldberg, and all the oppression they deal with. I thought about slavery and how sorry I am for that. I drank my dairy-free coffee with soybean oil, and I thought about the world. I can't believe how similar my life is to those who endured the Holocaust. Then I talked to my dog. I made him apologize for being born male. I told him how oppressed it made me feel. Then it was time for me to take my SSRIs. I felt sad once when I was 11, and that made me feel oppressed. So I've been on them ever since. I'm 33 now. I didn't take my birth control because the government won't allow me to yeet babies willy-nilly anymore. It makes me feel very oppressed. Then I looked up some hair clippers online. I'm going to shave my head to become less appealing. Then I went for a drive in my car. I was watching CNN last night, and they told me that women aren't going to be able to drive soon. So I thought that I would take this opportunity to enjoy some driving while I still can. After my drive, I started getting hungry. So I had a gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, soybean oil patty from Impossible Burger. It tasted like burnt rubber, but I'm of moral hierarchy because I don't eat animals. Then I checked my horoscope. I wanted to know what the stars and crystals had in store for me tomorrow. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't forget your blue bracelets.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.